Hey, long time no see. I just got back from a nice vacation. I'm not super knowledgeable on computer tech, nor am I super knowledgeable on this character, so I'll try to be brief. I'll put a video that is much more in depth, however, much more charitable to this person I'm talking about in the description that you should watch. Although, if you're interested in the subject of Linus Tech Tips and how Linus is a complete fucking piece of shit, you've probably already watched the video I'm talking about because it has over 2 million views and it's only like 24 hours old as of me recording this video. So, what do I know about Linus Tech Tips? Well, although I'm not in any way tech savvy, as a person who plays video games for fun and hangs out with people who do that, and a lot of my friends are very tech savvy, some of them are even computer engineers, I have never in my life ever heard a kind word said by anybody I personally know about Linus. Everything I've heard about this guy, and I think I first heard of him about 7 or 8 years ago, was about what he gets wrong, what he doesn't know how to do, how he knows absolutely nothing about what he's talking about. He has no educational background in computer tech or computer science or electronics or anything, that he's basically just a shitty entertainer who has not made quality content in a very long time, but somehow he has more fans than ever, and they're extremely defensive and will defend him to the ends of the earth. But to me, all he reminds me of is Ethan Klein, which is a person who got really big and really popular in early YouTube and did, I guess, produce quality content. But somewhere around 2014, 2015, maybe 2016, because 2016 is like this great epoch of finding out who people really are as everybody got politically fucking ass mad about everything, right? All I've heard about him since then was scandal after person he fucked over, after something he lied about, after something he got wrong, after some other thing. And of course, just like Ethan Klein, never apologizes, always doubles down, always offers some fucking pathetic excuse for shit he did. And now I've heard that he's basically a criminal, in addition to his multi-million-dollar fucking company not being able to get accurate data on everything from fucking video cards to mouses and shit. Like, I remember I heard about a scandal about where his website or slash YouTube channel reviewed a mouse and gave it a poor review because of some sort of connectivity issue. Meanwhile, there was tape all over the underside of the mouse that they didn't take off after they opened it from the packaging, therefore affecting the device's performance. How fucking stupid can you be? Or there's some company called Billet Labs that sent them a prototype to review, and they not only didn't review it, they sold it, which is basically industrial espionage, intellectual property theft, literal grand larceny, like unreal criminal behavior. And I'm just like, and of course, when I watch a video like this, I'm more interested in how people are reacting to such a character. And of course, Linus is a dude and also a ginger, so he not only has no soul, he has -1 soul. Isn't that fucking... Sorry, I'm kidding. That's just a joke. But I mean, if people are wondering why he's a greedy, profit-driven, remorseless piece of shit who's a complete hack and a fraud, look no further than the shape of his nose. I'm sorry to be a racist about it. But no, seriously, what I'm more interested in, and that I've become more interested in overall as a gamer, as a consumer of any fucking product, right? I'm beginning to not hate the game. I'm starting to hate the players. Okay, because when Ethan Klein is a guy who is a remorseless, talentless piece of shit, his podcast is horrible and boring, and that people have just ragdolled the guy for years, and he's also stolen money and just pocketed the cash from fundraisers. He's done some shit that is very shady. I don't know if he's done any outright criminal behavior like Linus here, but I mean, the guy is famous for videos that he made over 8 years ago and has done almost nothing of value since, but he has like these defenders that just keep defending him. And just like Linus, you got a guy who basically goes almost 52 scandals a week, like almost fucking once a week I hear about some fucking goddamn thing this person did that discredits them, and nothing happens. And if you go look at it, at the comments on any video criticizing a character like this, what you're going to see is as a longtime fan of this person, I can't believe they just did this. And all I can think is they've been doing that for the better part of a decade. And you're just now realizing that they did this. This is not the first, second, third, fourth, or 50th time they've done this. Like, when are you going to learn? But I mean, that's basically what consumerism is now. You got people defending Diablo 4 when there hasn't been a good Diablo product in 20 years. You know, you got people doing this for every kind of brand. And at the end of the day, I'm not surprised that Linus the person is a bad person. But like, when you're a multi-million-dollar brand that has investors, you're going to get reduced quality. Everybody's bitching, you know, the lowest tier, lowest IQ take is, well, their content seems rushed, and they keep saying we can't afford to correct our reviews or to take the time to make a better review, when they also will say out of this other side of their face that they're so fucking wealthy that $1,000 is, quote, not even a rounding error to their business model, but they won't spend the, quote, $500 necessary to reshoot something so that it's not wrong. Like, at this point, when somebody has just shown you that they're a habitual bad actor, that they're a liar, that they have no shame, that they have no fucking honor, that they're a completely greedy, fucking soulless corporate piece of shit, and then they stay that way and keep acting that way over and over and over again, and no matter how many times they're proven and shown for what they are, they just don't fucking get it. They just don't get it. It's like, at that point, it's not Linus's fault. It's his subscribers' fault. It's his fans' fault. It's his Patreon, people who pay him money to be what he is' fault. Same with Ethan Klein. Same with everybody who buys shit products and then bitches about them at the internet. I mean, I frequently get told that my best content and my most viewed content is me bitching about video games. So they want me to review video games. So first of all, I don't have any fun, and I don't think I'm particularly good at praising quality products. I do it occasionally. Nobody cares. Nobody likes those videos. However, I like targeting products that are completely overhyped, completely oversold in terms of their quality, and just say that your standards are so low that this thing that is kind of bad or at least mediocre is being hailed as the second coming of Christ because the absolute acidic fucking gross dredge of everything else in the market that it's being compared to. You're dealing with this massive competency crisis where there's nothing good out there. There's no good music, there's no good games, there's no good TV shows, there's no good movies, and there's no good YouTube channels. Everybody's fucking terrible. Because everybody I like, at least, but I'm a niche consumer of niche content, everyone I like has either pussed out in the age of the adpocalypse, or been banned, or just left YouTube. All the good shit's on Odyssey. All the good shit's on Rumble. Everyone tells me I should be on Rumble. Why am I not on Rumble? Because I'm lazy and I've been here for a decade and I'm going to stay here until I get banned for talking about people who have crooked noses, like fucking Linus Tech Tips, and people who have crooked fucking immoralless lives, like Linus Tech Tips. I fucking despise these people, but what I despise more, as arrogant as this is to say, is people don't think like me about these people. Maybe that's a little bit solipsistic, but I'm not talking about like how I've done multiple lengthy bitch fests about highly reviewed games like Dad of War 4, the fucking canoeing simulator, or Red Dead Redemption 2. Games that I've sunk a lot of hours in and had a significant amount of fun playing, but they had such glaring fucking bleeding flaws that nobody would talk about, that nobody would address, that nobody would admit, that there are products that are good or decent that would be amazing if there was some quality control. And that brings us back to the topic that I should have been talking about, but of course I'm sort of talking about something I don't know much about. But what I do know is that a significant lack of quality, diligence, and actual earnest fucking work, any actual care, any actual honesty and honor, and fucking just not being a piece of shit is what's missing from Linus Tech Tips. And that's why the only thing I know about him is how fucking shitty of a content creator he's been for at least 5 or 6 years, okay? Because all I know about him is what he's done wrong. I've heard he's funny. I've heard he's entertainment. I've heard that part of the problem with him, and part of the reason that people are unsubscribing to him, or the sole reason they're unsubscribing, is because he's an entertainment guy. And then there's the slightly more legitimate criticism that he's a fucking hack. Okay, there's nothing wrong with entertainment guys, but if you've built yourself as a brand of a serious and in-depth reviewer of tech, and you can't do that right, you're illegitimate, okay? And if you try to paint yourself as a community-driven good guy, and then you feed your fucking people bad content, and then the people who try to, you know, apparently they help boost people who are new, because this Billet Lab situation was some small tech startup that gave them their one-of-a-kind prototype to test, and they didn't test it and then sold it in a fucking auction to the highest bidder, okay? Like, when everything you are is not what people think you're supposed to be, or what you claim you are a hack, you are a fraud, you are a bad person, okay? And so I don't know why hack, fraud, bad people have millions of defenders anymore. It's like the whole world has just gone to shit, and that the only thing anybody will stand up for is scum, okay? And I don't know, and the last thing I'm going to mention is, why are people like Linus and Ethan Klein so popular? Well, guess what? On YouTube, gaming the algorithm is a limited use game. Ultimately, YouTube is curated, just like Google's not a real search engine. Google shows you not everything it can see and then what's relevant to your search. It shows you things it wants you to see that are at least tangential, if not relevant to your search, and hides from you shit that is relevant to your search. Or, again, if it's something that's divisive or political or opinionated, it's going to feed you shit that is either profit-driven motive for their own products or for people they like that sell products, or they're only going to show you one side of a discussion if there's a contentious issue, because Google is a biased company like that, okay? So, YouTube, owned by the same company as Google, by the way, protects certain content creators. And very often, those certain content creators are dudes, okay? Ethan Klein can do no wrong and will never, ever get in trouble in YouTube, okay? And neither will Linus, okay? The only people that can punish Linus are at the end of the line, the consumer, all right? And if you won't do it, then it's not Linus's fault that he's a piece of shit, okay? We're past that point. The reason why Linus won't fuck off is because people pay him, people watch him, people interact with him, okay? And I've always said this, okay? If you want to beat a product, you have to boycott it. That means you can't hate watch it, you can't pay for it, you can't endorse it, you can't click on it, you can't give it anything. You just say it's garbage to as many people as you can, and then you leave it alone. At a certain point, even talking about certain products any more than you already had is counterproductive, because people love to hate things. And now shows like Velma get produced because they know nobody wants it. They know they can make money off it for at least one season based solely on hate clicks. BuzzFeed as an entity exists because of the fucking people who hate it, okay? Shit like that. At some point, you have to starve shit people like this with apathy and inattention. You have to leave them alone, okay? So the best thing you can do to kill Linus is to be like me. Say, I've only heard bad things about him. He's a piece of shit. I don't watch him. You shouldn't watch him. Done. 15 minutes is long enough, and I know this video is a little bit padded with irrelevant shit, but I warned you at the start that this is more about a concept than the person. At some point, people have to stop doing this. Okay, I know there's entire cottage industries. Last thing I'll mention is I've been watching a little bit about this guy called The Act Man. And almost all the content he does is based on Activision Blizzard products. Activision and Blizzard haven't released a good fucking anything in years. And yet here he is. He has to sit down and buy Diablo 4, buy the new Call of Duty, buy the new World of Warcraft, buy the next Overwatch or whatever the fuck, and then know it's shit, pay money for it, see it's shit, tell everybody it's shit, and then there's millions of people in the comments saying, I also bought this, and it's shit. You knew it was shit before you bought it. You knew it was shit before you bought it. Why won't you fucking stop walking into minefields that you know are minefields? There's a sign that says this is a minefield. You know that you're going to step on a mine. You go in there and you step on the mine and go, what the fuck? I stepped on a mine. It's your fucking fault. Stop doing that.